Hello there. I am Anne LaFollette, and I am a service pattern designer and online educator, and welcome to this week's broadcast. Over the past several weeks, we have been talking about this mini-series called From Vision to Execution. It's a 5-step process that I have been following for the past several years, and that really helps me continue to make steps towards my ultimate goal, which is to continue to grow my online business. Now, if you've missed the mini-series so far, you can totally catch up. Just go back and watch the series of videos that I have been broadcasting for the past several weeks. You can find them here on YouTube, super easy to find. They're all in sequence. And you can start with the overview, which was called From Vision to Execution. Now, today we have reached the final step. Step number 5, which is called daily execution. I'm very passionate about this step because I want to make sure that as you figure out and plan out each day, that you have a system to use that will ensure that what you're focusing on and what you're going to spend your energy on is indeed going to continue to move you forward towards your ultimate goal. Now, quick overview. We started with your vision or your why. Then we moved into identifying your top 3 goals. We made those goals SMART by using a process that I outlined in that particular video. So go back and watch that broadcast. Then we talked about key assumptions because we needed to add some time as well as some additional resources around the goals to ensure that they became that much more clear. Last week, we talked about the tactical plan and we moved to a wall calendar. Let me show you a quick picture of my August calendar now that is filled in a lot more detail than it was before by using the tactical plan and specifically the color-coded Post-it notes and then also the list of tasks that I know I'm going to need to accomplish to get everything done in the month of August. So now the only thing you need is a planner. If you already have a planner, please continue to use it. If you don't have a planner, my recommendation is that you check out Michael Hyatt's Full Focus Planner. I will leave a link to it down below this video so you can check it out. But I love it because it's very well organized and it keeps everything in one place for me. Now, here is my advice about step number 5, the daily execution. What I have found most effective with a planner is to jump right in and start at the daily level, meaning just open it up, put today's date on there, and then now think about 3 specific things that you want to work on today where you're using the filter of your goals, one of your goals, and you're figuring out, okay, what 3 specific tasks can I work on today that I know I'm going to be able to accomplish and that will continue to move me forward towards that goal. Now, sometimes people can get confused at this stage between, okay, well, what actually is a task that I'm writing down in my planner and what is actually a project that might have multiple tasks in it? And the way Michael Hyatt approaches this, and I now use this methodology myself, is you want to think about your daily big 3. And the philosophy behind picking 3 is, quick story, how many of you like me usually have a to-do list that has at least 12 things on it? Or pages and pages of to-dos. If you're taking a look on the weekend, you're thinking about the next week, and then you're saying, okay, these are all the different things I need to accomplish next week. And it's pages and pages and pages. That has a tendency to both slow us down and also to discourage us because we don't get them all done. So this daily big 3 philosophy that I now totally embrace and would love you to try is deciding on 3 specific things each day that will move you forward towards your goals, but that you know you're actually going to be able to accomplish. So I was talking a minute ago about the difference between a project and a task. So let's use an example. Many of you have told me that you want to build your website. So I don't want you to write down as one of your big 3, build my website, because that actually is a multiple step process. That's a big project. We got to break that down into much, much smaller pieces. Now, what the smaller pieces might look like is on a particular day, you might say, your first task is buy your domain name. Your second task might be enroll or subscribe to squarespace.com, which is the host I use, the website host I use. And then task number 3 might be watch one training video about how to use a template inside Squarespace. Now, the reason that those big 3 are great is because they are finite, right? If you get your URL, your domain name, you can check that off the list. And that's something you should be able to do in one day. You also can sign up and subscribe to Squarespace. That's something you absolutely can do in one day, and then you can check it off the list and you can feel like I have accomplished something really important towards my goal. And then finally, watching one training video, that's a great place to start, and you don't want to necessarily say you're going to watch 10 videos, just watch one training video that specifically is about one of the cornerstones of Squarespace, which is the templates that they have and how to use templates and how to decide which one you want to pick. So that's a really great example of how instead of writing down, okay, work on my website, which is super vague and is also something that's going to take you a ton of different little mini tasks, to breaking it down into something that is much more actionable and something that's going to make you feel really, really good about the fact that you are actually moving forward and making progress. So let me read you this quote that is actually in the planner. It's on one of the very first pages, and I absolutely love it because this is Michael Hyatt's quote that is really why he actually even came up with this fantastic full focus planner. Here it is. To accomplish our goals, we must distill our dreams into daily actions. Now, that's a direct quote from the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. And I totally agree with him. So when I developed this 5-step process, and we started at the very, very highest level with figuring out your why and your vision statement, and then breaking that down into 3 specific goals for you, then making those goals SMART, then getting even more specific with some key assumptions around time and resources, and then actually putting it on the calendar using color-coded Post-it notes, that brought us all the way to now to the daily planner level where you're going to break it down into tasks, just 3 per day, that are going to move you forward towards those goals and make you feel really, really like you're making progress. Now, for those of you who know me, you know I am really a lot about celebrating and recognizing the progress we're making because we have a tendency to congratulate everybody else and to cheer everyone else on, but we have to also do that for ourselves. So using this daily planning method allows us to take a look at what we said we were going to do on a given day, check off 3 key things on that list. That's not a lot, but it will absolutely move you forward. And then you're building your confidence each day that you are making progress and that you're doing it step by step by step. And that will, my friend, get you there in the end. Now, there's another section in the planner that I'm not going to talk that much about, but you should definitely explore or figure out a way for you to do it within your own planner. And that is sort of an after action review, or it's at the end of the week, thinking through, okay, did I accomplish everything I set out? What were my biggest wins? So what were the tasks that I actually did the best and feel the best about and want to celebrate the most? And then also it allows you to look forward into the following week and say, okay, let me get a head start on next week and put together my thoughts on what do I want to focus on next week. So for example, in one given week, you want to be focusing on your website, which is one of your big goals. And in the next week, you might want to shift gears and have each one of your daily tasks be tying back to getting your email list up and running. And then the week after that, you might want to be focused on your 3rd goal. and then rotate through them throughout the month. The most important thing is to continue to make progress. So this step number 5, the daily execution, is very important because every single day you'll pick 3 key things. They're going to be very finite. They're going to be tasks, not projects. And you are going to accomplish them, check them off the list, and continue to move forward. So I hope that you have enjoyed this mini series called From Vision to Execution. It's been super fun to work on this with you for the past several weeks. I developed this process about 2 years ago, and it's really working well for me every single year. In fact, soon I will be getting out my 2021 calendar and getting started on this entire process for next year. In the meantime, don't forget that I'm live on my Facebook page, Ann LaFollette Art, every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. I always talk about the current blog topic or the current YouTube video, and I also answer your questions there. So mark your calendar, Wednesdays at noon Pacific on my Facebook page, Ann LaFollette Art, and I hope to see you there. Now, if you enjoyed this broadcast, please hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. You might also want to click that little bell so that you are notified when I have my next broadcast. And you know, I always like to say in closing that I am Ann LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.